What's up, wonderful people? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're returning, you know I'm always grateful and happy to have you back. So in today's video, I will be answering the question, can international students really pay their tuition in full in Canada? Let's find out. So right across the board, international students pay way more than domestic students. But I look at it as a win-win solution. I mean, they allow us to come in their country to study, which later on we can benefit from. As long as we know what we want, be wise and creative. So let's get into it. So the average tuition for the year ranges between 17 and 18,000. It can be more, but I'm gonna focus on 18,000 since that's what I pay for my tuition for the year. So let's say $18,000 for your tuition, and let's look at your accommodation. If you're coming alone as an international student, chances are, well, if you're not going to be staying with friends or family, chances are you will be sharing with a roommate. This would make your rent less. So let's look at $800 for your accommodation for the month, right? So that is for 1 month, and $800 for the year would be 9,600, right? So that's 9,600 for your accommodation and $18,000 for your tuition, right? So that's a total of 18,000 and 9,600. That's like 27,600, right? So that's your tuition plus accommodation for the year. That's not inclusive of food and other necessities that you may need to purchase. So based on that calculation, we see that it is very difficult to cover your tuition and other expenses by working 20 hours per week. So that will not be enough. Okay, so can international students pay their tuition from working 20 hours per week in Canada? The answer is, I mean, I don't want to say like no, but as you can see based on the calculation, it is extremely, or it will be extremely difficult. Now, can you pay your tuition in full? For if the answer is yes. For you to be able to pay your tuition in full, it means that you will have to be prepared in order to do so. And how do you prepare? Well, having 1 year of your tuition is extremely important, right? So prior to coming, make sure that you have at least 1 year of your tuition. Now, having 1 year of your tuition, it means that it will ease the burden for you. Okay, so coming with your 1 year of tuition, and if we're going to look at accommodation, I would suggest to come with at least 5 months. 5 months of accommodation money, right? And for food, it ranges. If you want to be prepared with the 5 months amount of money for food, you can do so, but you can figure that part out. And why I say 5 months for accommodation, most places is going to ask you for 1 month's deposit. And 1 month's deposit, it means that upfront you will have to have 2 months rent money, right? So the deposit plus the first month's rent. So if it's $800, like I mentioned earlier, that will be like $1,600 upfront, right? So I would say 5 months. That will give you enough time, because remember, we have to focus on how long will it take you to get a job. You don't know how long it will take you. Let's say it take you a month, right? All that spending that you are going to do when you arrive, you're not sure. You're gonna maybe purchase things that you never thought that you would purchase. So you have to bear that in mind. So let's look at your food. Let's say for the month you spend $400 on food, right? This can be less and this can be more. So for the year, you're looking at 4,800. So for your tuition, your accommodation, and your food, that's a total of 32,400, right? So now let's talk about your income. So the minimum wage in Ontario is $15, and international students are allowed to work 20 hours per week, right? So I know, yeah, if you work on campus, you can work more than 20 hours, but let's be realistic. There won't be enough jobs on campus for everyone. So I'm going to focus on off campus, which is a 20 hours and at the minimum wage, $15. So this means your earnings for the month will be $1,200, right? And that's exclusive of tax. So that $1,200 for 1 year of school is basically 9,600. So remember, 1 year of studies is really 2 semesters, which is 8 months, because 4 months in a semester. So I calculated the income based on the 8 months. For the accommodation and food, that was calculated at 12 months, because that's going to remain the same, right? So your tuition for $18,000 versus 9,600 for your income. That's a huge difference, right? Which means it will be difficult if you are going to rely on your income to pay your tuition, right? Big difference plus your other expenses. I hope I'm not confusing you, right? So that 20 hours per week is not enough to cover your tuition and your other expenses. So a lot of schools, they give a semester off. It's not all schools, so make sure that you check on that from early to know if your school gives a semester off. Now, during that semester off, you can work more than 20 hours, right? You can do 2 jobs, you can do whatever. So I would suggest that you make use of that semester off, right? So with that semester off, it means that you can prepare yourself for the final year in terms of tuition fee, right? Because after that semester break, that scheduled break, then comes your second year. Now, you can only work during a scheduled break. If it's not a scheduled break, you cannot work at all. So just in case you are planning to take a semester off that is not scheduled, you won't be able to work. So bear that in mind, not to think of taking a semester off if it's not scheduled. You won't be able to work. Now, I mentioned about doing more hours on the scheduled break or 2 jobs, but you also need to focus on, can you manage doing 2 jobs at the same time? You're going to want some time for yourself. It is important to take time for yourself. So you can, like, from the start saying, oh, I can do 2 jobs, I'll do 2 jobs and everything will be okay. And sometimes we say that, but when the actual time comes, you realize that you cannot manage doing 2 jobs, because that's like you getting no time for yourself, and you need the time for yourself. And also, what I didn't mention about doing the 20 hours when you are studying is, sometimes depending on the school, you're doing like 5, 6, 7 courses per semester. No, it's not the same for every school, like I said, depending on the school. And that will make it difficult for you to be doing school and working at the same time. And that is why it is so important that you are prepared by having 1 year of your tuition, and also at least 5 months of accommodation, depending on your situation, because you don't know if you will be able to manage work and school, depending on your courses or how many courses you do, like I said. No, and that will make it extremely difficult. So for me, like I said before in other videos, I came with my husband and my 2 children. So, my experience is a little different because I have the support. I mean, if you're coming with your partner, he or she will be coming on a open work permit. And so, they will be able to work more than the 20 hours. Like, they can do like any amount of jobs, 2, 3 jobs, 40, whatever hours they can do. And that will like make things easier. Like for me, I am able to focus on my studies because I don't know how I would do it without having the support, because like I am doing like 6 7 courses per semester, and I'm always asking myself like, how would I be able to work and study doing so many courses per semester? It's like super difficult. So when I think on international students, like those who, come alone and they're actually working and studying, I mean, persons do it, but it is like so difficult. I don't know how, if like they're doing that amount of courses like I am. It is so difficult. So I know for me, I would definitely need the support. And so I am happy that I have it, because it can be so difficult. So for persons like coming with their partner, their accommodation will be more like ranges between like 1,600 to like 2,000 for a 2 bedroom, depending on where in Canada. So it's the experience will be like different. It's not like easy, like way easy, but it just makes things easier. So one can focus on studying, and the other one focus on work. So just be prepared. Like once you are prepared, in terms of your tuition and accommodation, and food. And, some persons may have like family members or friends here, or support from back home. That is also good. That will make your process a lot more smoother or easier. So yeah, that's it. Just play your cards right, and you will get through this. I guarantee you will. And that's it for today, guys. I hope this video was helpful. Please remember to subscribe for more important information, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as a video is uploaded. I'll see you next time. Bye.